Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Thanks for stopping by today. Guys, today's episode is for the fellas. This is for the men. There is one thing that you can do on a first date that's going to make everything else go more smoothly. If it's going to go, it's going to go better if you can do this. And if you can't do this, it's probably not going to go so well. I hear you. You're saying, what are you talking about, Carey? Making her feel comfortable. That's what I'm talking about, and I have 7 tips on how to do that. If that is at all intriguing, interesting, something you want to hear about maybe while you're doing something else, stick around because that is what's on the agenda. Number 1 is ease her anxiety. Most people are a little bit, at least, nervous for a first date. So if you can be a cooler, calmer presence on a first date, if you can kind of put her at ease by being really authentic, yourself, not trying too hard, but being really natural, that is a first step at making her feel comfortable with you and on this date. No airs, take the walls down, allow yourself the freedom to be who you are because that also allows her the freedom to be who she is and it will make her very comfortable. So that's why that's number 1. Number 2 is to make the conversation not feel like work. Do your best to keep it natural and flowing and comfortable. That usually means by sharing stories, asking authentic questions that you want to know the answers to. Make sure that you grab my 33 great questions for a date down in the description box. You can pull 1 or 2 of those out on the first date. And most importantly, be a great listener. Being curious and being a fabulous listener always makes somebody feel at ease because they know that you just truly want to get to know them. And remember to have your excellent listening skills with you because it always makes somebody feel better and more comfortable when they know you're truly interested in hearing what they have to say. Number 3, a first date is too soon for sexual innuendo or jokes about sex. Some guys think that it's funny or charming, but for women, it really sets off those alarm bells for a predator, that they don't feel safe. It's the opposite of being comfortable. It's just too much too soon. You don't know this person well enough for that. I just know on a lot of my matchmaking dates, women have found jokes inappropriate, and the guy was like, oh, most people think it's funny. I said, maybe people you know. And they could probably tell me the joke, I might laugh, but I'm not in a date situation where I'm in the company of somebody I don't know very well. And that's where you need to be a little protective from yourself if that's your inclination to you have that kind of humor on a first date. And I think it will be helpful for you to know that with women, this affects attraction. That she cannot be attracted to you if she does not first feel at ease with you. So it's in your own best interest to make her feel comfortable. Number 5 is to allow her to talk about herself and ask great follow-up questions. As I said, showing an interest in somebody makes them feel that you think they're special and worth knowing, and not cutting her off to interject and share something about yourself doesn't put that line in the date where the conversation comes to a halt because she's no longer talking and has to become the listener and be doing what women are expected to do, were years ago. Listen to what the men have to say. So being interested and curious about her is a great way to make her feel more comfortable. Number 6, some of you love this, some of you hate it. It is what it is, but my suggestion is pay for the date. If it's a date you can't afford, then pick something else to do that is easy to work into your budget, or pick something that's free. But if there's a tab, a cup of coffee, an appetizer or a cocktail, bowling shoes, be able to pick up the tab. It is an act of generosity. It's not a requirement, but it is a bold gesture on the man's part, and it goes a long way in making a woman look at you as a provider, feel safe in your presence, and usually it does not go unappreciated. And if it does, that's not the woman for you. Number 6 may surprise you, but I'm going to suggest that you make physical contact at the end of the date, especially if the woman was somebody who hugged you at the beginning of the date. Shaking hands is not the move to make. I know I sometimes think shaking hands can be very charming if it's done flirtatiously, but actually giving a hug with physical contact at the end of the date does typically make a woman feel protected in your arms and know what that feels like. So unless you're reading body language that says no, stay back, I just want to walk away, or I want to, do want to shake your hand. And also make really, really certain that if you are thinking you're going to go in for a kiss, that you're truly reading those signals, that body language and her vibe, to know that she's also coming in too. She's open to it. She's not backing away. So you want to make sure you're on the same page if it's going to be a kiss, but it should for sure be a hug if she's open to it. And then finally, when you bring a calm energy into any room, it makes other people feel more comfortable and at ease. On the other hand, if you bring a very anxious energy, that also spreads around a room and can make people feel awkward or like they can't breathe a sigh of relief in your presence. So know your energy. Know what kind of a vibe you're bringing with you. Do a little meditation before you head off on this date, or take a moment in your car before you head in, or in the Uber, or even just outside the door to center yourself and remember that you just want to be your calm presence, going in there to be curious and meet somebody and see if you enjoy her company. And if you can have that as your vibe going in, as opposed to, oh my God, this is a first date, this could be it. So-and-so said she was fantastic, or I loved her pictures, or my gosh, she's so pretty, I'm so excited she accepted this date. That chill vibe is going to take you a lot further, because that has to happen before attraction for you. So I hope you found those tips helpful or interesting. If you did, you know my mom. She always wants a thumbs up. She's very demanding. Also, I hope before you check out that you'll hit the subscribe button, because it really helps me out a lot, and I would be grateful for that. I look forward to seeing you back here again soon. So until next time, have a good one.